I'm back! I almost forgot one very important thing, though. Now that can go back underneath my desk to grow mold and collect dust for another 3 years. So I guess I'm just gonna jump right into it. Dark Souls, where are you? Where are you? What are you, laddie? There you are. Ah! What'd I just close? Haha! Almost closed OBS. That would have been nice. Let's adjust this over here. They've changed a lot with the Stream Manager dashboard. Sure looks a lot more easy to use. Are you starting up? Wow, okay, just... Okay, it did start up, I guess. Wow, that sounds awful. Why does that sound so awful? Is there an audio? I'm wearing my good pair of headphones, but for some reason it sounds really tinny. Ah! Alright, yep, game capture. Probably a good idea. Work. Alright. Now I gotta figure out if there's a delay. How's it sound? Is there a sound delay? I'm gonna turn the... How's it sound? Is there a sound delay? I'm gonna turn the... How's it sound? Is there a sound? There's gonna be a audio feedback loop until I figure out whether this is delayed or not. Let me give it a second. Okay. 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 Looks good. Looks good. Yep. Hopefully my Stream Manager works properly. I've not used this new version. Last time I used it was in 2017 and it looked a lot different than this. So hopefully I don't have the wrong window open and I'm missing everything that's going on, but if my past streams were anything to go off of, there was nothing to miss. So, the whole point of this kind of themed run of Dark Souls is to do something that's kind of akin to a D&D build. There's one of the, you know, they're on the in the rare circumstance that there's somebody that's going to be watching this eventually that doesn't know what Dark Souls is. It's an RPG hack and slash adventure type game that gives you freedom to really build whatever you want to build regardless of how you start and how you go through the game. There's really not any kind of reason you would need to respec or re-roll. Maybe, but generally speaking, you can kind of do whatever kind of build you want to do, regardless of how you start. You're not locked into your class. So I want to do something that kind of goes against the whole spirit of that. So I want to do a Ranger RP run, which doesn't mean I'm going to be role playing. It means that I'm going to be building the character the way a D&D 5e, I guess it would probably be smart to specify that, because I guess there's some purists who would want to know that. But so generally what it means is a ranger is kind of like almost a combination of a fighter and a rogue with some, I guess, druid in there too. They're very focused on kind of medium to long ranged combat with weapons, and when it comes to close range stuff, they're more of like one-on-one duelists. They're kind of akin to guerrilla fighters rather than out and out soldiers or assassins, you know, in the case of the fighter or the rogue. So I'm going to be mostly dealing with bows and like dexterity type dueling weapons. Though bows historically in this version of Dark Souls are awful, so that's going to be a real fun time to figure out how to get those to work right. I don't know how the levels are, so I'm just going to... I'll leave the sound on from high for the beginning, because there's an intro video and I'm not going to talk over it. But I'm going to find a mix after it, so I'm just going to get right into it. And I am going to do all of this through dice rolls. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm getting notifications for something and I don't know what it is. Okay, whatever. Whatever you say there. Alright. Alright, so back to this. Actually, I will turn the... Shit. Yep, I'm going to turn the music and volume down for this, and then I'll turn it back up. I'll do it in OBS. That'll work a lot better. Desktop audio. Let's drop that to that for now. Yeah, so that'll work for the intro. Then I'll crank it back up for the intro video. Or the character creation. Sure. Yeah, I'm just leaving all that detail by default. Marshandi, hello? Yep, I'm starting up again. I don't really have anywhere to advertise. I don't have a Discord. I don't have Twitter or any kind of social media, so I've just been kind of mentioning offhand on other people's streams, which is, I guess, it's kind of a dick thing to do, but just been saying, hey, you know, that thing I used to do that nobody believes I used to do, I'm going to do it again. So, the name, I guess, is kind of up in the air. I should have thought of this through a little bit more. I could have come up with like a D&D name generator. But I'll come back to the name. The rest of the stuff is going to be done through dice rolls. And, how are the levels, by the way, Marshandi, since I think you're the only person actually here? Yeah, good. Cool, thank you. Alright, so I actually went through and made sure that the remastered version of Dark Souls ran. And I checked to see what kind of dice rolls I was going to need to make to generate this character. So I've got my cheat sheet here. And I got my dice. Hear that? Should I make this an ASMR Dark Souls stream? I've narrowed it down to needing a D4, 8, and 10, and that's about it. And a 6. So let's start it. First will be for male and female. It's going to be a D4 with 1 and 3 being male and 2 and 4 being female. So, okay, that's a 4, so it's going to be female. Class is another thing that's going to be locked in since we're doing a Ranger RP run. That's going to be Hunter. Gift. Okay, so this is a D... what is this? Gift is a D8. Because what I'm not going to be doing is I'm not going to be taking Master Key. I want to do this as kind of not really a... I'm not going to do 100%, but it is going to be more in a long play style fashion. And I think one of the coolest factors of Dark Souls when I first played it was how well the world is designed. And how everything was kind of connected, and there was that really, really kind of enlightening moment where you open a door and you realize that you've now come across this like back entrance to an area that you've seen before that is familiar to you, but you haven't been able to get to. Now all of a sudden you've opened up this shortcut that you didn't even have any idea was in that same area. So the master key is something that I think is, a lot of people think it's like a kind of a, you know, a given to pick that. But I think for a first experience, and that's the kind of the way I like to do my streams for games like this, is kind of play them and give people like a first experience if they want to be watching it. So I'm not going to pick the master key. So that will be a D8 and then 6, which is the master key, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'll be a reroll. So here we go. And I rolled a 6. So reroll. I got an 8. Old Witch's Ring. It does nothing. It does something, but it doesn't do anything. There's something. It's like an Easter egg, but I'll go over that when we get to that part. This is a physique is a D10, and 10 is a reroll because there's nothing there. Alrighty. Six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Large upper body. Okay. There's going to be a powerlifting ranger. Face is a D10. 3. 1, 2, 3. Astora royalty. Beautiful face of the refined. Ah, wow. Well then. Hair. Another D10. Another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, it's the remaster wasn't too good on like those seams in the head. Whatever. And color. That is a D10. 4. Up. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dark red. Fine. Name. I don't know. Any ideas for a name? When I was building a D&D character for the very first time I ever actually played D&D, about 5 years ago, maybe a little less, I was joining a campaign that was already in progress, that already had a party size of about 12 people. But what the DM was doing is he was bringing people in to guest roll for NPCs so that he didn't have to control all of these NPCs. And that would give people a chance to join in and play who never had a chance to play before. And it would make it easier for him to not have to both DM and then roll several important characters to the story that he was already controlling, and then more flavor NPCs on top of that. So he kind of opened it up in some cases. In some cases, he had a very specific NPC he wanted somebody to control. And in some cases, he was like, you guys can do whatever you want as long as they're a fighter or a mage or have some physical or metaphysical capabilities. And I'm going to get a Tums because my stomach is bothering me. So I went through a name generator because I knew a character name I wanted, but I didn't know what kind of fantasy type names were for certain races. So I looked up a D&D name generator, and I was like, all right, well, I'm sure they've probably got some goofy, nerdy fantasy names for humans that maybe are kind of specific to the D&D universe. So I generated a bunch of human names, and here's one of the... You could do first name and last name, which I did, because I figured why not. And here is the name it gave me. How the fuck do I type in here? Oh. The name it gave me, a human D&D name from the generator. Human Noonan. I kind of I still like that name to this day. I still think back on that memory fondly, but I don't know if I want to name my female ranger human Noonan. You know what I think happened, Marshandi, is I believe the AI tripped up a bit and just reapplied the race to the name, but so what's something that sounds nerdy and fantasy, but that may not actually be? It just kind of Swindon Frazzle. Okay, Swindon Fraz. Fine. Yeah, that's it. Swindon Fraz. I wanted to write Frazzle Feather because she's going to be an archer, but that's as much as I get. Swindon Fraz. Okay, I'm going to turn the sound back up for the intro, and then I'm going to shut up for the intro. Alright, back to -3. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, no. Going increments of 0.5. That's what I want. Yeah, let me miss that mark again. Alright, intro time. Now pay attention, because this is the only lore and cinema this game is going to give you.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. and amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark sign. Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Did they change Remastered? You normally start undead in the actual version, or the original version. Am I a human now? Human Noonan? Nope. Okay, nope. I'm gross. Okay. Just making sure. Yep, I'm gross. Alrighty, so let me adjust the levels in I guess it's a little bit loud. Let me adjust the levels in this so I don't have to go back into OBS and change them. I'll keep the voices up because the voices are pretty quiet in this game. There are subtitles, but wow, that's a significant change in one increment. How's that? Is that good? I mean, it's not like it's a lot of noise going on right now that's going to be a good metric for whether or not I need to continue to change the volume, but I guess we'll find out as we go on if anything needs to change. So, when I first played Dark Souls, there were ways I could determine what the hell was going on, but I generally tried to keep most of my experience constrained to what I was seeing in the game, not looking up a lot of stuff until I got further into the game. So, originally, and also this was back, it was the Prepare to Die version back in like 2012 when it ran off of Games for Windows Live, so there was very small of an online presence. Even in like the PvP forest, as it's called, it was sometimes very difficult to connect to a match. And PvP, the actual PvP arena in the DLC area, just forget about even getting anything there. I've gotten one match there, like, in all of the years I've played this when it was back on Games for Windows Live. So, you'll see these around, and everyone probably knows what these are by now. These are orange soapstone messages, and these ones are, not those ones, but the rest of them, these ones that you see leading up to here, they're planted there by the game. So I just thought, okay, these are a fun way for them to just give you your tutorial at the beginning. I didn't realize later on, until I got to the Firelink Shrine, that people could actually place these here and put things down. So when I saw one that was really weird and had a different icon, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, what are they trying to say? Praise the sun and butthole. You probably actually can't get that combination. The writing the messages is based off of combining phrases and words. So there's some interesting things people come up with, but Oh, look, I got an achievement in Kindle. So I think like a lot of people, I had to figure out what the fuck was going on in this game, and what things meant. And that too. I think I tried to kill the boss 6 or 7 times before I realized there was a door I could get through. Alright, now let's see. I've never played... I started this game... oh, I'm already getting my ass kicked. Did you try fighting it with your starting nonsense, the broken sword, or did you also lose against it when you were just regularly? I just have plant sign in the right hand. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I think they got a lot of people with that. It's been a really long time since I've played, so I'm kind of still buffooning my way through the controls. I remember having a really difficult time with this when I first started it. And I feel like a lot of people do. There's I think a big learning curve to how this game controls, and just the whole system as a whole. It's admittedly very clunky, but you know, you get used to it. And this is always a fun part. This is my first time playing the Remastered, actually playing it. What do they call it? DSi fix or just DS fix? Was considered the quintessential way of playing Dark Souls. It had a number of things that the PC port, because it wasn't a great port. It did a couple of things that you know, wouldn't be considered good fashion or good practice. It eliminated a lot of options you should regularly have for a PC game. Resolution, things like that. Very poor support for customizing your controls. But DS fix. Okay, come on, Boulder. DS fix was a patch that was made so that people could. What the hell was I looking at? Oh. Okay. It was the glare off the stones. I talked to Oscar before I continue.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this, an Estus flask, an undead favorite. Oh, and this.
Yeah, I get an achievement for getting the Estus flask? Okay.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
And then, you know, the old saying, exhaust all dialogue.
I would hate and thank.
But yeah, I went through this game. I actually forgot what I was saying. I went through this game the first time I played. Wow. And I started as a knight because I wanted a character with high defense. Because the only thing I knew about this game is it was hard. And I have a lot of different styles depending on what the game is. A lot of the times I kind of prefer rushdown characters or characters that are fast and dexterous, and then sometimes I kind of like tanks. So I wanted a character I wasn't going to have to deal with, or at least worry about defense all that much. So the knight had the highest defense. I didn't realize at the time that the starting stats really didn't make a big difference in how you wanted to build your character. But it did affect the starting equipment, and the knight starts with a nice Hello, Pyro. Did I say it was a hard experience? Yeah. So I started as the knight, and you know, I didn't put you know, for someone who would consider themselves a Dark Souls, what would the term be? A veteran? I definitely don't have those numbers. Good. Great. So, I probably should have mentioned that I've recently had an issue where my computer would just shut itself off. Just like, you know, just like holding the power button down, just shuts off. And I haven't looked into it all that much. It happened once, and then a second time over the period of about a month and a half. And I probably should have kept in mind that it might have happened here. It's either a power supply, which it might not be. It also might be overheating. So I guess I don't know. I guess let's give it another shot and see if see how far I get. I was kind of expecting it to go, if it happened, to at least be able to get up to and then past the first boss, but guess not that lucky. Maybe it actually needs some addressing. If it is a power supply, I do have another working one in storage, and that'll be a quick change. If it's something else, then I don't know, you know. If it's something else, it just might be fucked. Because if it's a CPU or motherboard issue, those that I'm using are very old and actually do need to be changed out. Those are the parts of my computer that need to be upgraded the most versus the other pieces, because I have an old AMD style CPU which plugs directly into the motherboard in the older way, and it bottlenecks a lot of the things on my computer. I have a graphics card that's not a good one, but it's not performing as well as it could if I had a better CPU. But changing out the CPU will necessitate a change in motherboard, and that's something that's just I don't want to get into that right now. I don't want to have to reinstall Windows and all the programs I was using. Alright, so I guess let's open the game and see how far we get again, and then you know, if I go offline immediately, you'll know what happened now. My computer just shut itself off. So if that happens, you know what? Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I'll just put off streaming until I find out what the issue is. Or maybe I'll play AI Dungeon or something. Probably not. But yeah, let's go back into Dark Souls and see if we can get it to work. Wonder if the game capture needs to be updated. Looks like it. Nope, there it goes. Good. Oh boy. Good first start. Good first start, huh? Yeah, that's correct. All that progress I just lost. It's a whole minute and a half. Alright. Where am I? Okay. I don't even remember what I was saying, but let me equip my bow. Which I don't even... Bows in this game are really bad, and I never use them, so I don't even remember. Okay. Looks like I remember. I think you can't use them if they're in your right hand. They have to be in your offhand. But let's see. Maybe you can... Okay, no, you can use them in your right and left hand. Oh yeah, I gotta equip arrows too. Because otherwise I'll just do this. Yep. I'll keep it in my left though. Keep the offhand. For now. Maybe it'll be in the right hand later, but... I don't remember what I was saying, but... yeah, let's just kill this boss. Let's... keep forgetting it's on the other hand. Can I use this like in a... No? Can it do I? Can I only aim? Okay, yep. I was hoping I'd be able to get some kind of usage out of the bow as like a, you know, a surprise attack. Like maybe I could take a back step and then shoot an arrow, switch back to my sword. But I have a feeling it's going to be real fun getting those bows to work. Oh boy. Now I'm just kind of wondering when the next shutoff is going to occur. My intent was, and I didn't use bows enough to determine if this was going to be even feasible, was to do something where I'm kind of, you know, maybe I'm dueling with somebody and then there's a moment of calm in the fight, and you know, maybe I can quickly swap to my bow, shoot an arrow, and swap back to my melee weapons, which is kind of looking like that's not going to be... I know that in later, in 3, which I still haven't actually played, that's more of a possible strategy. But, you know, I'm not playing 3. 1 second. I have a feeling I might have messed something up again. Did I? No, I think let me do one more test. No. Yep, okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure. It's always good to make sure that something is working before I spend a whole bunch of time thinking it is and it actually isn't. So that's what I'm looking for. So, maybe I'll be able to do it with crossbows, but maybe not. Now, I do want to... I'm not doing necessarily 100% playthrough in terms of what's generally considered a 100% playthrough, but I do want to try and pick up all the items that I can.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage. to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Yes. So, even if I'm not going to be using all the weapons, if I'm going to be limiting myself to certain armor sets, and which, by the way, I'll mostly probably use leather armor sets, because while I believe if I could check, but I'm pretty sure Rangers have mastery with all forms of armor, or maybe just light armor, but leather armor benefits them the most. So I'm gonna be, what do I start with? Leather armor, there you go. So I'll mostly be using light armors, which is gonna be a change of pace for me, because when I played this game originally, I think I was saying I picked a knight, specifically so I could have tanky defense. And does this start me in a covenant? None. No, it doesn't. Okay.
Well, what do we have here? You must
I'm trying not to skip dialogue.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation.
Just in case other people haven't heard it. But
you'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum.
I dropped my controller.
Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other
am I broadcasting at 60 frames per second, by the way?
The ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened.
Because I should be.
Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop.
Game's running at 60, so it should be broadcasting at 60.
It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead.
Let me just open up OBS for a second. Oh boy, did I not mean... I clicked into the window and fucking stabbed him. I just wanted to make sure I was broadcasting at 60 FPS. All right. In case that happens again. Okay. Good. Glad that's a thing. All right, so yeah, it should be 60 FPS. All right.
Let's go.
Oh. Shirley. You just followed me. But my game capture is above my Streamlabs. So all of those... I don't know why you weren't followed already either. But it did play the... Did you hear the sound? It played the sound. It just didn't show the animation because the game capture was over it. Thanks. I don't know if you were here when...
Good luck. You'll need it.
Oh, there you go. There, see? I moved it. It works now. I don't know how long ago you started watching, but this is the second part of the stream. Because I was playing for about 15 minutes, and then my computer just shut the fuck off on itself. So now I'm in part 2 and wondering when it's going to shut off on itself again.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have
Yep.
you business with us? If not,
It's either a PSU issue or a something's overheating. And, yeah. Yeah, he's,
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance.
He's
But
styling
I also
with that
want
bowl
you
cut.
to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead.
Yep,
It's
yeah,
for
he
you.
is. He is a, paladin.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know.
So he's got to be
How about
tanky.
this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you? Very well. Then first,
I might as well just join the Covenant.
Covenant with the
If I'm going to be a ranger, I probably will be joining the. I'm not in a Covenant, so I don't know why it's telling me that. I'll probably be joining the Forest Defenders or whatever the fuck they're called.
now let me share my miracles. Only they're
Sorry, I'm skipping dialogue.
my companions are Milady and her young knights. She
It's
is
just kind
young,
of-
but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses to keep her from harm.
I've heard these so many times, it's kind of natural, but I'll try not to skip anything important. Oh, here's an important thing. I need to learn how to shrug. So something that's pretty cool about the way this game works is, yeah. Yeah. Well, enjoy them while you can, because, like, here's a spoiler, but
Come
the
again.
characters don't stick
The
around too long,
effectiveness of
generally
the
speaking.
teachings depend upon your faith.
And I think you'll change your tune later on in the game, but we'll get to that later. So if you're hearing the bell ringing, one of the cool things about this game is the and shit like this ghost appearing. These are other players and their interactions with the world. So whenever you hear the bell ringing, that's somebody else in the world who's actually completing the mission of ringing the bell. And those ghosts are other players that are around the same general area. You get to kind of see their apparitions every now and then. So why don't we just start with Undeadburg? See how far we get through Undeadburg before my computer shuts off again. And just take it from there. And shit like this. Let me kill these guys first. I think one of the things I was saying was how I played a tank build, and so I just ate damage. I was a combination of a Havel monster and a giant dad, which are two of the kind of meme builds in this game. Here's I'll have an opportunity to. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep, no, this is great. This works just fine. How do I aim? Okay. Oh, it's okay. I forgot. So the arrows don't actually shoot at where you're pointing. They shoot kind of to the left of that. This is gonna be amazing. Trying to figure out how to get this to work. This is great. At the very least, he's got the same problem. Good. Only took 10 arrows. And there goes the item he was carrying. Okay. Okay. How the fuck do I get out of this? There we go. Goodbye, item. So you get to see other people, what they're doing in their worlds, which scared the shit out of me the first time I played this game. I wanted to know why there was a ghost knight running around. And then the bloodstains is whenever somebody dies, you can touch their bloodstain and see their death. This person was practicing parrying. I should do that because I'm terrible at parrying. Here's another one. It's always fun when you get to see them fall off cliffs, but that guy just tripped. So one of the things I mentioned was when I first played this, it was on Games for Windows Live, so there was connection issues everywhere, so I very rarely saw a lot of this player-to-player stuff. So I was very confused when I sporadically saw it. I didn't really know what was going on until I started looking things up online. And then I was like, oh, that's one of the things I know about this game is that, like, Death Stranding now, other players have an effect on your world, kind of. And, let's see if I can get this thing to shoot into the sky or go into gimbal lock. Well, or let's just see if I can give myself a fucking migraine. Yeah, with Death Stranding, that's a large part of the game is like, because the game is really just fucking delivering. It's an Amazon Prime simulator. You just deliver packages from one side to the other. That's his brother, Dead Rat. Live Rat. Yes, good joke, Julie. I will give that an 8. Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. So in Death Stranding, because it's a game that's based on walking from point A to point B, you have the ability to kind of build bridges and put up ladders and stuff like that. And those will start showing up in other people's worlds. So you can make the game easy for other people, and then if people enjoyed the little contrivances you provided for them, they can give you like a thumbs up. And it's got a kind of social media aspect to it. And when you get thumbs up for things you put in other people's world to help them, it gives you benefits as well. So there's a whole reward system for doing it. It's not just, it's not some weird social experiment to see who's going to help other people for no reward. Which I wouldn't put past Kojima.